Hello, I am back. Let me take you into a journey of the experience and away from the past mind. Okay, here's the thing, guys. The mind is not your friend. It is your friend, but it's not the answer. Alright. Okay, there we go. It's your friend, it's not you. It's your friend, it's not you. Let's put it that way. And here's why. Anyone in their capable mind can imagine a baby being nurtured by the teat of her mother, his mother, or a mass murderer. Now, what does that mean? I am saying with that sentence that anyone in their capable mind can imagine absolutely anything. And so for those of you trying to find your answers in life in your mind, or by thinking, good luck. Because even if you are channeling with a feeling behind it, you might be getting the right answers there. But you're still looking or sifting within the sea of all possibility, within all that can be imagined, imaged in the mind, imagined. So, if you are using your mind, you are basically going about searching in a maze for your identity or for your self-completeness. Let's put it that way. Now, where can we find the self-completeness? In honesty. Okay. Now, where does honesty reside? Where can we always say, oh, I did my best? In your heart. Your mind can always go more. Your mind can always say you could have pushed an extra 10 minutes. You could have killed yourself with exhaustion. So what's the essence of trying as hard as you could? Okay. Instead, be yourself, okay? There's times that we do not always know how to explain why we're feeling a certain way. At least, if you reside within the heart, you're honest with yourself, and there's no one to blame. You did the best you could do in your heart. Now, for those of you trying to find who you are and living a more harmonious way, those of you who are trying to align the will of yourself with the will of the universe, the purpose as to why you're here, the reason you are that leaf and not that leaf, right? It is made up within our code, within the most fundamental piece of who we are. Now, what cells first grow when we come into being? It's the heart. Not that that matters, but it is also just happens to be the center of our being, as well as the center of awareness of sense, the ultimate sense. And if you just keep following your own honesty, and not letting your mind get in the way of it. And by that I mean, oh, I've been having this friend for so long now, but it just doesn't feel right anymore. And the mind's like, well, we've been doing this for 4 years. What are you gonna do? Oh, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna have a friend. Ah! Well, really, dude, is it really even a friend if it's not honest? Dude, don't even think about that. Don't even feel it. Shut up. Hey! Right? Dude, the mind is not gonna give you the heart's answer all the time. It might. If you are aligned, your mind is perfectly magical and your creations are aligned with the will, with the essence of who you are. But if you are having a problematic mental experience, turn it off. It is not as necessary as people make it out to be. And especially in this country, the Western states, the United States, the Western world as a whole, kind of likes to grab onto control and act as if our minds can know it. And it can't. Look at nature itself, I've said this before, looks messy as fuck. And no way would you want to live in a city that has streets that look like the shoots of leaves. That would be one hell of a mess if you didn't know how to coordinate yourself with that. Now fortunately, all the bugs in this natural experience are quite coordinated with their nature. Humans to this looks like a fucking mess. But in essence, it is the natural code for which makes up them, and we have the same thing. So by that I'm meaning if we align to our natural code, the natural heart, the essence of who we are, the completeness, the one thing in the one moment of now for which houses all capable experience at once. The mind lives in the past. The mind lives in idea, and it lives in his story, the history, okay? It lives in things that it already knows or what it can imagine. It's not now. The only thing that is now about it is that it is occurring now. But things in the mind are mostly, at least those who think and consider and imaginate, are not housed in the now. Now, that's a lot of information for which is potentially unnecessary. Now, obviously, when you're having those experiential moments, and if you are paying attention and being aware, those moments are necessary because you have to first learn what it is before you can manipulate it or before you can accept it and move on. So you must first shine the light, right? You must first know, you must first act. And devastation isn't always devastation in that sense. It is just a movement around a rock within this river. It is an event, right? And it doesn't have to be experienced as a struggle or a challenge. Challenge is kind of a neutral word, but it doesn't need to be experienced as a struggle or as a success. It can just be water moving around a rock as you are flowing down the river of life, right? And just observe. What really knows? What really knows? Knows with certainty the motion and the encouraged direction of life. What really knows it? Just pay attention, and there is an answer for that. If you aren't finding it, just wait. Just wait. Not saying just wait as it'll happen, but just be patient. Something will be shown to you. And what will be shown to you will be enough. Okay? But the answers are not in the maze. You might find a maze, you know, there's 7 billion people here, and within the intricate maze, many people are also going to find answers within the maze. But if you want to find the answer, and if you want to find your answer within every single moment, if you want to be perfection, why would you think it's impossible? You know, everyone wants to be perfect, isn't that the thing? Everyone wants to be perfect. Why not? How can you be perfect? Ask yourself that question. What is the essence of perfection? Is it the mind telling you all these different factors of societally influenced strife? You know, lots of money, cars, straight, beautiful hair, something like that, right? What, in the essence of nature, what is perfect about that? There's nothing perfect about that. But we can be perfect in our heart, and we can be perfect in our duty to live in this moment. And that resides within the knowingness and the alignment within your will, the love of now, and the will of the universe, the reason you're here. You know, a lot of us are fidgeting about with a bunch of different devices and fidgeting about with our mind as a device. You know, they co-relate, right? There's an imaginating tool, and then we sit there and just fucking stimulate it. It's like fucking seizing our brain all day and creating pathways for which are not there. The tendency isn't here. You gotta turn the tendency into your heart. You know, revert. Oh, I'm in here now. Let's pay attention for a second. Let's just calm down. Heart. Okay, here we are. Ooh, I can breathe. I can smell. I can see those freaking birds flying around. You know, when you're on your phone or when you're in your mind, you're staring at a freaking rock, right? Maybe paying attention to the noises. The heart knows it all, okay? So what is perfection? Can we be perfect? I think so. Do you think this tree is perfect? I think so. It's perfectly in harmony with the rest of the trees around it, sharing sunlight as best as they can, soaking up the water as best as they can. And this is all growing as life. So how can humans be like that? What is the relationship between life around this creek and humans? Wow, I said the word. It's life. There is an experience going on. There is a movement of energy with different relative timescales. This might be 10 years to 100 years. This might be up to 100 years, you know? Kind of similar, I guess, but there's relative timescales within everything. A fly, a solar system, a galaxy, a universe goes up to 14 billion years, you know? But it's all a movement, an experience, in an essence of nowness. The essence of now is always here. reside in the heart. Michael, reside in the heart. Yeah, that's what I'm about. That's what I'm about. That's what I'm all about. Alright, enjoy yourself. Don't smoke too much weed or you'll get a cough like that. Right? That's what it says. That's what the rule book says. Just kidding. Have some fun. Enjoy. And you'll find magic everywhere at all times. Peace.